Hey YouTube, this is Drake News here, coming to another Pokemon Go video. So yes, this is a little recap from the Rainbow Cup that I had with the Alief group. This is basically my own personal adventures that I had going into this tournament. So yes, today we're going to be showcasing 4 matches. Mostly, I'll be showing my matches going from basically how I did. I did alright in the tournament, but I felt I could do better. And I felt that, oh, okay, we have a few more weeks of not a Rainbow Cup left before the Jungle Cup coming up, so I might as well show you guys like some things to start prepping in case you guys haven't finished up on your tournaments. So let's get going. So for this one, I was playing against Miss Pokemon. I decided like, you know what, I gotta leave with the Quagsire, the Ivysaur, and the Charizard because her team was pretty solid, and I felt that that was a very comfortable team that I had. So I laid off with that Quagsire, and she led off with that Fortress, which is a very smart play. She's going to hit me for a pretty good amount of damage with that Bug Bite. But this at least, my Mud Shot at least sets up my Stone Edges, my Earthquakes. I like to start off the Earthquakes, try to see if my opponent will shield or not. And if they do shield, that's fine, I waste a shield. But if not, I still hit a lot of damage, like you saw right now. So now I'm going to go with a faster charge move, that's Stone Edge. Try to see if I can waste her shield. And she doesn't for some reason, so I was like, okay, that's fine. So I was thinking like, okay, she probably has some other Pokemon that she has, but then she's going in with that Ninetales. I was like, okay, gotta try to get that shield going a little bit, try to save up some energy for that Earthquake coming up, and she does block for this one, so that's really nice. A smart play on her end. So here comes the Side Shock. At first I wanted to see like, okay, how much the Side Shock do, and I was coming in like, okay, I can close that Stone Edge. So next I try to be a little careful. That Side Shock hits hard. And I was actually very surprised. And this is where I was like, okay, I could shield or I could let that go. So I was like, okay, yeah, let that go because Quagsire has done its job. It lives its purpose. And I'm 2 shields ahead, and Pokemon has a Ninetales that's 2/3 health gone, and this is where I was like, okay, Dragon Claw should be able to finish it off, at least save it up, try to build up some energy going. Now this is where she has that Quagsire, and I was like, okay, perfect, I can switch because she has no Pokemon to switch into, and my Ivysaur will finish this off. Like no matter what she does, I have 2 shields remaining for my Ivysaur to quickly get this going, and Power Whip. For a game, yeah. Yep, and that was game number 1 right there. And for a second one here, I decided, you know what, I gotta switch my team up a little bit. And I was like, okay, put something she will not expect. So I have Manatee, Fortress, and Charizard. Try to throw her off a little bit. And there's my Manatee versus that Fortress, because I kind of did figure that she'll start the Fortress in her lineup. So I was like, okay, I could probably get that wing attack going, try to get some damage going in, and Aerial Ace actually is pretty fast. So going in, do a good amount of damage. I was hoping that she would probably blocked, but she doesn't, so that's okay for me. So I was thinking like, okay, from here she probably has that Rock Tomb, which is a good block, and at the same time I can get my Aerial Ace going. Yeah, she doesn't block that one for some reason, so I was like, okay, that's fine. Now I was thinking like, okay, should I block or not? Heavy Slam. Yeah, Heavy Slam wouldn't really do so much against a water flying type like this one. Alright, and this is where I was trying to say like, okay, what she has. And I'm going to go for an Ice Beam, try to see if I can waste that. Her shields. And she does block, which is basically what's the main purpose. Okay. All right. From here, I was a little contemplating, like, okay, should I put my Fortress or Charizard? And then I decided, you know what, go for the Fortress. Fortress does have Earthquake, so I could do some damage in. And she's going to get that Thunder Punch, which actually is that's real lethal. It hits pretty hard. Alright. She got that next Thunder Punch ready. Yep, Thunder Punch. Ooh, that hits hard. I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta do a Rock Tomb. And yes, she's out of shields now. So that way I can take advantage of this. So block. Thunder Punch. Good. I was like, okay, gotta take her out. No shields left. Alright, let's try to farm some energy. Alright, all she has is a Manatee. So that's going to be a terrible matchup against me. Alright, so at this point we're trying to see like, okay, who can get that first energy off. And she does. Also be like, okay, if it's a Water Pulse, she's got me. And it is a Water Pulse. And she knocked out my Charizard. So that was the second match. So right now it's 1-1. Pokemon myself. So yeah. From here I decided let's go back to the regular lineup. Quagsire, Ivysaur, Charizard, because this has a pretty solid lineup. Because I could tell that if I at least had that Quagsire get that much shot going, that will actually do some damage in. So yeah, same thing, repeat. She got Fortress out, and I got my Quagsire. I was like, okay, but she decided to switch for some reason. All right, and going for Ivysaur, but because that leaves her vulnerable to my Charizard. So my Charizard just farming up those energies. I decided not really wanting to shield. I'll let that go through. But I completely forgot that Sludge Bomb hits hard. And there's my Blast Burn going off. And just annihilates that Ivysaur. Just ate that thing. And here's when Manatee comes in. Alright, decided like, okay, Charizard's going to go down. At least if I could waste a shield, that'll be great. And it does. So now she's one shield down. Alright, so I decided like, okay, I gotta go back to my Quagsire. Build the energy back. Stone Edge. But hit pretty hard. Yeah, now she's out of shields. Alright, decided to shield this one because I kind of figured it would be Water Pulse. Water Pulse would hit just as much damage. I was like, okay, gotta farm the energy. Here's the Stone Edge. Stone Edge coming in for clutch. There you go. And from here, it's like, okay, gotta try to build the energy just a little bit more. And another Stone Edge. And knocking out that Manatee. Ooh, nice. Alright, that Fortress is already in. So I was like, okay, yeah. No shields. I gotta really take this down. Come on. Come on. And there you go. So I was just like, okay, try to build the energy because my last Pokemon is a Ivysaur. So I gotta be very careful. I was like, oh man, not gonna do so well. And luckily I had that shield, so I was like, oh, perfect. Try to block some damage going. And she has no shields left, so I could actually get that Power Whip going. Yeah, because it's not effective, but still does a pretty good amount. And yeah, that was game one. Alright, second one I was playing against is Cliffgirl. Decided for this one, I was like, okay, going to stick with my regular lineup. Yeah, Quagsire, Ivysaur, Charizard. It's not because Quagsire is really bulky from here. Yeah, from Cliffgirl, I decided like, okay, I'm going to switch up my lineup a little bit. See, she was very water dominant, so I was like, okay, going to go with a Raichu, Ivysaur, and Quagsire to take the waters. Ivysaur to take down the water types. Raichu, spam out the attacks, and Quagsire in case something goes wrong. This is where we're waiting. Alright. Lead off with that Raichu versus her Raichu. Now, because that's a Detective Hat Pikachu, I know that one doesn't have the legacy move Thundershock, because mine does. And what Thundershock does is allows me to charge up my charge move much faster. So I was like, okay, let's go for a wild charge, and at least try to waste that shield. Now, because I already accomplished my goal, I was like, okay, going from here, try to get another charge move going. So she has that Thunder Punch going. I decided to take it. Try to see, like, okay, if I could try to get her wasting her shield. If not, then she is going to go down. And I actually got her to take the shield. And this is where I was like, okay, I could get that Thunder Punch going. And now she's out of shields. Now she's no shields, and I got my Thunder Punch ready to go, all stored up, and taking down that Raichu. So that was pretty good. That was a good turnout. So I was like, okay, from here, she has no shields. Okay, before that Raichu goes down, wild charge, at least knock out a good amount of damage. So I was like, okay, so now Lantern's still stuck in there. Ivysaur to farm it up just a little bit. Try to get that energy going. And I have 2 shields side to side of block for that Thunderbolts. Yep. And I already have my moves all charged up. Quagsire versus Ivysaur, and no shields. Power Whip will finish her off. Now for game number 2, I decided to do the same thing, like just stick with Raichu, Ivysaur, and Quagsire. I don't really see her having a Pokemon that would be much of a threat to me, because they're all water. She has a huge water heavy team. Alrighty. So lead off with that Raichu again versus her Raichu. We kind of already know what to expect from this match. Yeah, that Thunder Shock, building up that energy for that wild charge. So I was like, okay, yeah, you know what's going to happen, so you better shield or you're going to take some damage. And she shields, which is smart. But at the same time, that exposes her to my Thunder Punch. I'll try to see if I can scare her a little bit, try to get that shield going. But she doesn't, and it still hits just right around. So like, okay, I can spam the Thunder Punches. But before that, she got her own wild charge, and oh, that hits hard. I thought. So like, okay, fine. Might as well lead off of that Ivysaur. I should have blocked. Think about it, but oh well. It is what it is. So there goes my shield. And I was like, okay, I could farm some energy a little bit and see what she has. So she has a Manatee. Just had to. That would be really bad. So I was like, okay, yeah, I try to waste up her shields. So he has no shields left, but I have another Power Whip already built up, ready to go. There's a Power Whip. So now she has no shields, and I have an Ivysaur that's ready to go. That aerial waste. Oof, good thing I blocked that one. And Power Whip to finish off that Manatee. Yep, and I did figure that she has a Quagsire because that's one of the big bulky ones. So my Power Whip would be repeated the same match, finish her off. And that's game from there. Now this one I was playing against PhOItzTasty. I decided, like, okay, pretty solid team. Going with Quagsire, Ivysaur, and Charizard. I just see some matches I gotta be careful of, but I was like, this should be okay. Did alright. Which turned out to be a mistake. PhOItzTasty read me completely. He's been watching my matches, so he kind of knows what I like to start and what I like to finish with. So he has a Victory Bell. There's my Quagsire, and I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta get this guy out. But because of that, I kind of locked myself in. I did do at least half damage. So I was like, okay, going to try to get that blast burn going. Try to see if he shields. And he doesn't, which is actually surprising. But blast burn still took a good amount of damage in. And I was like, okay, I could let that Charizard fall. So that way I can go in with my Ivysaur. And Ivysaur's going to just eat that Lantern up. Off the shield. And I was like, okay, I just got farm some energies. So he's 2 shields ahead of me. Well, 1 shield ahead. He has that Fortress, and now I'm locked in with this Ivysaur. And I was like, okay, before he goes down, might as well do some damage in. But everyone knows, like, you don't need to do that. You don't need to shield against the grass type if you have Fortress out. And I was like, okay, yeah, I got blocked that Rock Tomb. And I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta at least go for a Stone Edge. No, Earthquake. Yeah, but he blocks. Man, this is gonna hurt. And I was like, okay, yeah, Stone Edge again. Let's see if we can take him down. Nope. Now he's out of shields, and I'm out of Pokemon. No shields left, and he's just going to finish off my Ivysaur. I was like, oh, okay. I'm still there. But it's not going to be enough. So yeah, he's going to take it down. So yeah, I decided, like, you know what, let's keep the team. Quagsire, Ivysaur, Charizard, maybe he might overthink it and switch up his team on me. But so yeah, so this one I was like, okay, I gotta try to think of my team, switch up my team up a little bit. So I was like, okay, we could put a Raichu in and Quagsire, Charizard. So I decided to lead off on that. So yeah, Raichu versus Victory Bell. Alright, so I did, okay. So let's try to build up some energy from that Thunder Shock. I was like, okay, let's try to see if we could get a lot more hits off. So Wild Charge. That does a good amount of damage, but I was like, oh shoot, my Raichu's going to go down. I need someone to take it in place. So I was like, okay, I thought I took down that Victory Bell, but it turned out it didn't. So I'll be a little careful, guys. Make sure to watch your teams. I was like, okay, let's do some Dragon Claw, do some damage in, and quickly switch. Now I got my Quagsire here. And this is my mistake. I should not have blocked that Aerial Ace. I should have let that through and at least gone for Stone Edge. And like at least soaked up the damage, so that way I have 1 free shield left. And I'm going to keep doing some damage in. I'm going to let it take that. Oh yeah, should have let it possible, because if it takes longer, then you know it's going to be Water Pulse. That's why I was like, should have waited a little bit. Stone Edge, try to waste some shields. Yeah, this is where I was worried that, oh, it could be a Water Pulse, and it was a good choice. Good choice on my end, and I was like, okay, Stone Edge. Try to see if I can finish it off. I know he gets that Lantern, so I was like, okay, before it goes down, try to see if we can get that Earthquake. Good pick. And Earthquake will take down that Lantern. It was so devastating. Oh man, just took that thing down. And now I was like, okay, no shields. Okay, so I was thinking like, okay, I will survive. But Sludge Bomb, holy cow, Sludge Bomb took down Charizard with 80% health. And I was like, come on now. And that's actually my first loss of the tournament. Alright, so this time we're going to be playing against Ownageyeah. I decided to like, okay, leave with an Ivysaur this time. Especially let's change up the style of our flow a little bit because our first loss already got me down in my mood. So I was like, okay, Ivysaur, Quagsire, and Charizard. And that was a good choice. So yeah, there's my Ivysaur. He brings the Kingdra. I completely forgot that Kingdra has that Dragon Breath, and holy cow, it does a pretty good amount of damage in comparison to my Vine Whip trying to build the energy. So there's a Power Whip going off. Try to see if okay he's going to shield, but he doesn't. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I can just keep going. Yeah, don't want to take any more of that outrage. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's at least try to take out that Kingdra. And decided to switch on that. Going for a Quagsire. Quagsire, try to get some energy going. And I was like, okay, what could Ninetales have? So I was thinking Side Shock, but nope. It was Solar Beam. It was a Solar Beam. So I was like, holy cow. That Solar Beam hits that Quagsire hard. So okay, so I was like, okay, I can recover from here. Blast Burn. Let's see if I can get some damage going. Yep, at least so waste the shield. I was like, okay, yeah, I want to let that go. I was like, ooh, yeah, to know that. Yeah, that Soul Beam hits hard, and that's my goal. I gotta try to take down this Ninetales, but holy cow, it's still alive. Yep, try to build some energy. So I was like, okay, yeah, I at least gotta take down that fortress a little bit. So when I build the energy, try to get that fortress down. But yeah, that bug bite is gonna whip me. I was like, oh man. Power Whip. And yeah, this is where he just kept fast move me, just took me down. So yeah, match number 2 against Ownageyeah. So I decided like, okay, let's switch it up. Raichu versus Lantern. Alright. And we have a pretty fair matchup, but that Water Gun hits pretty hard. So it's like, okay, gotta get that Wild Charge going. Try to see if I can waste the shield. He gets the block, that's fine. So I was like, okay, try to get that going. Yep. And I was like, I'm going to shield that Thunderbolt because that will hit pretty hard. I was like, okay, if I gotta psych him out, Thunder Punch is the way to go. If he doesn't block, then that Lantern's going to go down. I was like, okay, that's fine. Let's see if I can get that Thunder Punch going, and I did. See, show you how fast Thunder Shock can power up that Thunder Punch. He decided not to shield that one, so I was like, okay, that's fine. And I was like, okay, just gonna let that go down and try to farm up the energy a little bit. He decides to switch on me, so I was like, okay, that's fine. Let's get that Dragon Claw going. It looks like he gave his Kingdra Waterfall, so that's why actually going to hit pretty hard. So I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta switch just in the nick of time. And I decided to shield that because it has Outrage. Outrage, no matter what's going to still hit pretty hard. So I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta psych him out. Try to get the first charge if I can. Stone Edge, and now he has no shields. Alright, so that's just going to be mowed down a bit. So, yep, second Stone Edge ready to go. And it's going to knock out that Kingdra. Alright. So, yeah, all he has left is that Fortress. Going to build that Energy, but sadly I couldn't get it in time. I was like, okay, try to get that. But luckily I have Charizard ready. It's going to be down to the wire, so I was like, okay, yeah, just try to get that. But for some reason, we both went down at the same time. And both our phones said, good effort. So we got a tie on that one. So that's awesome from there. So yeah, because of that, we went to another round. And I was like, okay, coming from here, trying to decide what do I want. And I was like, okay, from here I decided, like, okay, I'm going to switch it up a little bit, put my Ivysaur and my Quagsire and Charizard against him. Alright, so I let it off with my Ivysaur. He let off with Quagsire, so I was like, okay, that's fine. Easy picking for my Quagsire. I'm going to build the energies a little bit. And I'm going to do a Power Whip, try to see if I can waste the shield. If not, that Quagsire is going to go down. And he used the shield, but I'm like, that's fine, I can build the energy a little bit. Since I had a shield in case it was going to be a Sludge Bomb. Yep, it was a Sludge Bomb. So I was like, okay, yeah, just keep farming and farming and farming. And yeah. So now I have an Ivysaur with possibly 1.5 Power Whips ready to go. So it's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna get this one off. If he does the shield, this Kingdra's going to take another good amount of damage. And just keep farming that energy. So yeah, that Power Whip comes in. No shields, uncontested. So now I have an Ivysaur that's ready. So just keep farming. Yeah, he's going to use Outrage on a little Ivysaur, and my Quagsire is going to finish it off. And then he brings in a Lantern. Now, this is where I was like, perfect. I have an Earthquake ready to go. Going to take down that Lantern. No shields. And holy cow, just knocks out that Lantern easily. And that's game. So yeah, current round for this one against Ownage was I had 1 loss, 1 tie, 1 win, and because of that we go to another round. So I was like, okay, I was pretty good. I like this team. I was like, okay, let's go with this. Yep, so I had an Ivysaur. He led with a Fortress, and this was one of the most unfavorable matches that I could get. So I was like, okay, how to recover? So I was like, okay, either Charizard or Quagsire, but I was like, okay, Quagsire is pretty fair. So I was like, okay, going for Quagsire, trying to see if I can get that Earthquake off. And I decided shield in case. Yep, it was going to be a Rock Tomb, so it does some damage either way. And everyone knows that I like to lead off with Earthquake. Try to see if I can bait out the shield or not, get some damage in. And he does use the shield, so that's perfect. So it's like, okay, yeah, just try to get that Earthquake as fast as I can. I need to get rid of that Fortress. And yeah, he has a shield, so that gave me so much leverage over him. I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta shield this one. I gotta keep that Quagsire alive. So yeah, I was like, okay, just keep farming the energies. And he has that Lantern, and I was like, okay, yeah, that Lantern's gotta go. Try to go for Earthquake. If not, try to get that shield off. Now he has no shields. Both players are out of shields. I was like, okay, that's fine. So he already built a good amount of energies. But that gave me way to lead in with my Ivysaur. So he's going to do a Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt hits a good amount of energy. So I was like, okay, yeah, Power Whip. Try to see if I can knock out that Lantern. If anyone asks what does the little Ivysaur take out, well, there's your answer. Just to take out water types. And I was like, okay, yes, I really gotta take down that Kingdra or Charizard won't have a chance. So Power Whip, good amount of damage is on. And I just kept going, trying to see if I could get as much as I can off of this thing. Yeah, but I couldn't get to that Power Whip in time, sadly. And here's my Charizard. I was thinking like, oh man, I'm going to lose. If it was Hydro Pump, he would have won. But no, it was Outrage. So I was like, okay, yes. And both of us went down at the same time. Alright, and both of us had a good effort. So we got 1 win, 1 loss, 2 ties. So from here, we go to round number 5 to see if we could settle it. So that was amazing. I was like, okay, yes, try and decide what I want. But yeah, Ownage was one of my hardest competitors. Yes, I'm not gonna lie, I lost to PhOItzTasty, and I'm gonna lose, lost a few matches here and there, but Ownage was one of my most funnest ones I had. It's like, oh my goodness, kept me on my seats. Alright. So I was like, okay, I know he has Keydraw. I know he likes to start up Keydraw. So let's see. I was like, okay, let's start with Manatee because Manatee has Ice Beam. And I was like, okay, yes, gotta switch my lineup a little bit. Then Ivysaur, because I kind of feel that Charizard was a little bit holding me back against Ownage. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is perfect. Alright, we let off Manatee. I didn't read it right. I thought that I knew that he would start Keydraw. So I was like, okay, yes, time to farm some energy. And my goal from here is like, okay, let's see if I can get that Ice Beam off. If he shields, he shields. If he doesn't, then that's fine. There's always something that I could get rid of from him. A shield or damage energy. His health energy, so that's fine. So it's like, okay, it's going to be an Outrage. I gotta shield this one. But he realizes the value of Keydraw. And I was like, okay, yeah, I gotta get to that Ice Beam. Yeah, he was really persistent. He really wanted to keep that Keydraw alive. But here's my mistake. After the shield. So you see that Keydraw right now has right now in the red. For me to save up energy from that Ice Beam, I should have went with that Aerial Ace. That's what I should have done. Because then I would have a little bit more energy left. Now for this next one, he's going off with Fortress. I was like, okay. Quagsire is disadvantaged a little bit, and Ivysaur would get wrecked from that Fortress. So I'm going to do some damaging. So if I could get him to waste his charge move, that would be great. But couldn't get that accomplished. So I was like, okay, yes, I at least gotta go with a Quagsire. Try to build some energy in. And I know that his first Rock Tomb's not going to hit much. So I was like, okay, yes, at least keep it going. And he's just right in just enough for my Stone Edge to do just enough damage. And I was like, okay, what else he's got next? And I remember that he had a Ninetales, so that's perfect. So before he gets that Solar Beam, I'm going for my Earthquake. And that Earthquake just knocks out that Ninetales. So that's the final conclusion between Ownage and myself. So that'll be 2 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties. So that's perfect. So that got me going to the next round. So yeah, for my final round, I'm going against Gonzalez. Miss Patty. She was one of the members in my group, and it was unfortunate that we got paired up with each other. But man, best trainer win. So I was like, okay, I'm going to lead off with Raichu, Charizard, Quagsire. See what she has. And holy cow! So yeah, I'll see how it's a pretty favorable matchup. So my Raichu, yeah, that Mud Shot, oh man, it just hurts a lot. Yeah, it just hurts Raichu really hard, and I was like, okay, yeah, I got a shield, but no matter what, this is going to be Acid Spray. So I was like, oh man, what have I done? So Raichu with that Wild Charge does pretty okay amount of damage. but Raichu already doesn't really have that much defense now. And from here I was like, okay, I gotta spam out the attacks as fast as possible. And I was like, okay, yeah, Raichu's going to go down. So she led off with a quack, yeah, that Stone Edge for game for that part. I was like, okay. I was thinking like, okay, it's going to be an acid spray. Yep. So I decided to take it. But holy cow! From here, this is where I made a mistake. I shouldn't have gone with that Earthquake. I should have gone with that Stone Edge. Try to save some energy in. Because I know that she'll have a Kingdra. 2 shields already. And I was like, oh man, what to do? So, quickly pick. Let's go for a Stone Edge. At least waste the shield off. And there's the shield gone. But, oh man, that Dragon Breath. Yep, and an Outrage is going to waste up one of my shields. I was trying to see, like, okay, try to get going. Try to get that Dragon Claw going, and yeah, she's going to block. That's the last of her shield, but she's going to knock out my Charizard really easily. So I was like, okay, yes. Yep, that Dragon Claw really took down that Kingdra, but now she has her own Charizard. So I was like, okay, if I can at least get to my Blast Burn, I can get this. But nope. And that's where she gets me for game. Alright. And for the second round, I was like, okay, kind of need to be a little careful. So I was like, okay, gotta lead off with that Ivysaur, going for Charizard or Quagsire. I think that's where I kind of messed up. I shouldn't have done that. I think I should have gone with something else, but you'll see why. Yeah, so I will lead off with the Ivysaur, and she's got her own Venusaur, so I was like, oh man. This is where the match just gets really interesting. So Ivysaur versus Venusaur going off, and I was like, okay, what to do. So I was like, okay, I know it's going to be a Sludge Bomb, but turned out to be a Frenzy Plant. But I was like, okay, yeah, perfect, I can do my Sludge Bomb. And she decides not to shield, so I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, okay, I'm in the advantage of that, and I got to my Sludge Bomb as fast as I could. Yeah, that Fine Whip helps out. But she decides to shield, and I was like, okay, do I shield or do I stay? So I was like, okay, let's stay. Let's stay while keeping the shield advantage. And I was like, okay, yes, I do have the charge move. But she switched just right at the time. But luckily, I was like, okay, perfect. If it's Charizard, I can get that Sludge Bomb going. And from here, this is where I should have switched as fast as I could. I was like, okay, that's fine. Quagsire. And I was like, okay, from here, it's going to be Blast Burn. But nope. Dragon Claw, so she's farmed up a little bit. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can get that Stone Edge off, try to take down that Charizard. Down goes the Charizard. Now she puts in that Venusaur. I was like, okay, yes, I got a shield. And I should have switched. But my time, like you see, I really got to work on my timing. But now I'm locked here. And there's that Azumarill. Holy cow, that Azumarill hits hard. I was like, okay, yes, Blast Burn, try to do some damage in. And it does. It does a good amount. So I was like, okay, perfect. But no shields to protect. So I was like, okay. Yeah, she's got that play rough. So I was like, okay, gotta keep going. So from here, I was like, okay, I could get a little bit more damage off. Let's go for Earthquake. Earthquake was really well rounded, so I was like, okay, yeah. And that was for me. Alright. So we're at 1-1. Here are to our last round. I decided to switch up the team a little bit, thinking that she's going to lead off with Kendra, putting in my Grass, Ivysaur, and my Quagsire in. But yeah, we'll see how we do. But yeah, that Manatee versus Quagsire, I was like, okay, I have some the charge move. I do have some advantage off on it a little bit. But yeah, I'm going to try to block because I was thinking like, yeah, it's going to be a Stone Edge, but no, it turned out to be Acid Spray. So I was like, okay, yeah, here's my Aerial Ace. But now my Manatee's defense has gone down, so one Stone Edge is enough to take it down. So I was like, okay, before it goes down, I at least got to get the charge move. But for some reason, she got to her Stone Edge faster than me, so I was like, oh, shoot. So here's my Ivysaur coming in. And she's going to switch. And from here, I was like, okay, I will stay from here. I'll stay from here at least. I say I could take down that Kendra a little bit. But she shields. But that Dragon Breath, holy cow, that hits hard. Yeah, this is one of the worst mistakes. I should have switched. I should have switched from here. Get that Outrage going. And that Power Whip. Here you go. Power Whip. And from here, this is where I should have switched. I should have get that switch going. But yeah, I was like, oh man, I wish it turned out to be an Venusaur from her. Hit the Sludge Bomb to take out that Ivysaur. And this is where she's going to farm up my Quagsire. And holy cow, that Frenzy Blade just knocked me out. And that was game. So yeah, overall, I did pretty okay in the tournament. Could be a little better. But yeah, I mean, we had fun. It was against Alief. It was against everyone here. Out of everyone, I've made 9th place out behind Patty. But at least within the area with the Katie group. So I was pretty okay. But I wish that we had placed a little higher. We only had one person in our group made 5th place. Pokelive's banner. He was good. It was good, but we couldn't get up there. So gonna be practicing on this a little bit before we get some more tournaments coming out. So yeah, that's it, yo. I hope to see you guys next time. Be sure to stay tuned. And this is Drake Niels signing out. Take care.